Hello, hello, hello. I have a new background. I just realized all the junk I have hanging on my door can be seen when I close the door to stream. So we'll have to do something about that. Hey, Bonsard, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I am waiting on some more people to file in here. I was doing sprints from 3 to 5 for a while, but I really just wanted to switch back to 1 to 3. Like, I feel like I have more of my day when I do that. I'm going to try to take these off for a little bit. I have had headaches a lot recently from not wearing the proper blue light glasses, so I'm going to see how long I can go because I know that they just reflect the screen. So let me know how the sound, the video is, if there's anything wrong. I think we're doing okay though. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. I need to check back in with your project, Bonsart, because I am super interested in what you're doing, but it's been just craziness with my move and everything. But as you can see, things are getting a little more put together. One of the things I'm excited about is I'm going to be doing I'm going to put a big mirror like right here on the wall and also do like a wall of frames. I was thinking of painting that whole wall dark green, but I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. But for anyone who is dropping in and hasn't checked out Bonsart's channel and all the projects that he's doing over at Radio Retro Future, I highly recommend. Steampunk goodness, super, super creative. I love it. But yeah, the good thing is that my stuff is out of storage. So there are so many things that I hadn't seen in so long, and now I get to like rediscover them, but also go through a whole bunch of garbage and get rid of it. But yeah, it's nice to have a space again, and I'm looking forward to just setting everything up. It's going to be a lot prettier. All right, so since people aren't really used to this, I'm just going to give a couple more minutes and start things maybe like 5 after at the latest, I think. I don't want to get started too late because I do want to work on this apartment more, so I don't want to go over time too much. I think you're probably referencing exactly what I am thinking of. I'm just going to look it up really quickly. Okay, not. I knew that was something, not the toxic kind, but that is the color, actually. That is the shade, not the literal Paris green. I don't want highly toxic paint, but that color, that shade that you saw through like the Victorian era and everything, that is the thing I've been inspired by. I actually have curtains on my window that are that shade, so it would be kind of cool. That's what I was thinking. I'm not sure. You can let me know. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I did a lot of reading about various poisons and stuff for A Time When Demons, so I think that's probably where it's surfacing in my mind. Okay, but it's a beautiful shade. I love that shade so much. I'd love to use it in something. I know eventually, like if I ever can afford a house, I would like to have the that green living room look with black furniture, just make it super dark and opulent. But for now, I have a bedroom, and yeah, see how I can express myself with that. All right, we've got a couple people in here. Hello to anyone who is quietly lurking. It's nice to see you. We're going to be doing some writing today. I'm probably going to be doing admin for most of the time, if I'm realistic. I have a lot of stuff to catch up on. I have some blogs to do. I have some social media stuff to compose and work on. So I'm going to be sort of writing, but I don't think I'm going to be able to work on Mortal Things. So that's going to have to, well, we'll see. I'm hoping in the second half I'll be able to work on Mortal Things, but I think I need some intimate one-on-one time with it to just reread, figure out where I'm at, and then get back into it. So that's the plan for now. All right. I just realized I don't have usually I set up the timers ahead of time and I forgot to do that. So excuse for a moment, there's going to be probably a little burst of music when I add this here. Yeah, there we go. All right, that wasn't too bad. Get that one ready to go. Ah, Sam, hello. I've been meaning to write to you. Maybe I'll do some writing as well today. I got your letter. I'm very excited to write back to you and send you some updates. I've actually been looking at stationery on Etsy so that I can have some proper stationery. Yours was so cute. But yeah, I owe you and Michelle a letter. It's just everything that's going on. I know you understand. It's been craziness. But studying is good for sprints too. And we killer called Paris Blue. I like that. I like that. I'm terrible at flash fiction, so that would be a good exercise for me too. I think that is an amazing exercise just to get your brain going and get into your worlds and stuff like that. And you do have such an expansive world, so I think that is, I imagine that's very, very good for the process. Okay, it's 5 after, so I'm going to start our first 15-minute sprint, and then I'll come back and check in and see how everyone's doing. So like I said, I'll probably just be doing some messing around with admin, might not get a word count in, but my goal is to, I don't know, get a couple tasks done. So if you want to share your goal, you can do so in the comments, and get ready to write with all of us. I will see you in 15 minutes. Okay, first sprint down. I'm wearing my glasses again. I'm sorry. I have a headache. I don't think it's because of the screen today, but these always do help. So it won't go away. I even took an Advil, and I try not to take Advils. I haven't taken one in like, I don't know, 6 months or something. So it's not good. I did some work on a blog that I realized I was supposed to put out at like August. It was supposed to come out August 25th. So it's a bit late. I'm going to see if I can post it at the end of this stream if I can get it done. It's mostly done. I'm just editing it. So that'll probably go up on my website today. How did everyone else do? What were you working on? How much did you get done? Are you doing word counts? Let me know. Welcome to anyone who is just joining. We're going to be sprinting from 1 until 3 Eastern today. And I just realized this a little bit. All right, perfectionist. I know it's not necessary, but I realized that the floors in this room are so slanted. I had to put, what are they called? I can't remember, but little pieces of wood under my bookcase that I have here. And it took like this much, like a pretty thick amount of them to put under there. So yeah, it's pretty slanty. My webcam is like on an angle. You don't really notice it when you're walking around, but yeah, then you try to put furniture into the place and you're like, wait a minute. That's just how it is with old buildings though. I grew up in them, so I'm kind of used to it. I was trying to figure out for this backdrop, I was talking about how I'm going to do a picture wall, but I also want to put up like some other things. I have a, some people might cringe at this. I have a little Labubu collection that I would love to put up because they're so cute. But yeah, I don't know where to put them. Right now they're sitting in a coffin purse. The zipper broke, so I thought coffin's good. They can hang out in there. Yes, the flash fiction problem. I cannot write short. I don't know what it is. I can write short poems, but I can't write short anything else. I think my brain just wants to like build on it too much and also be like, I'm also very much like a completionist with everything. And so it's like, yeah, but I need this detail and this detail and this detail. And it just drives me crazy. So I admire anyone who can do short works like that. It's not easy. Alrighty. Okay, I'm just gonna add this back up here. Oh, apparently what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. Man, I want to get another premium subscription for StreamYard, but I swear it's so expensive. It's insane. I don't know how they get away with it. It drives me nuts. I was writing to them. They took away features that were in the free one too. I was like, guys, that's not a good move. But it's still like the software I've found the most easy to use. So I keep using it because I don't want to get into OBS and all that. I tried it before and oh my gosh. Sorry, it's a complaining day. I'm too hot. That's what I need to do. I need to turn on a fan. I'll do that when I start the next sprint. I keep turning this fan on and then turning it off again. It's like early menopause or something. I have no idea. But yeah, it's very quiet in here today. Anyone who's not talking, please feel free to say hello. We don't bite. I'm too weak. I'm too weak to bite. But I guess it's a bit of a chill Sunday. I wonder how it was last weekend. I was away outside of the city, which was super nice and super necessary. My friends and I go to this festival called Timeless. Guess I'll take this off again. Go to this festival called Timeless. The last time we were able to go was 2 years ago. I think it's supposed to happen every year, but it didn't last year for some reason. But it's super nice because it's just like an hour and a half outside of Montreal. It's closer to Quebec City. There's music and you just get to, like, for me, I just wander the woods a lot, like thinking, and I bring some writing and art out there. And yeah, it's a just great way to be out in nature and reconnect with friends and lots of long, discussions and stuff like that. It's really nice. Highly recommend. Although if you don't like the music, you probably wouldn't like it. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, that's a daunting experience for sure. Note the class notes. Oh my gosh. I've been thinking about going back to school if I can figure out a way to do it with full-time work. But I do dread that absolutely. Yeah, anytime I can get out in the woods, I'm happy. Honestly, it doesn't have to be a music festival. This is just such a it's great because they have a glamping setup. So my friend and now roommate Jamie and I get a tent together, and it's got like a bed in it and everything. So it's already part of this little community, and they have like a little kitchen set up and a fire. So as someone who doesn't actually own camping gear and can't drive and doesn't have a car, it's really the best way to do this kind of thing. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So I hope they set it up again next year. But I think there's another one also that might be happening next year. So there's a lot of that around Montreal, like in the Quebec area, which is cool because there was none of that in Winnipeg. Alrighty, I'm going to, no, don't start yet. Going to add this back so we can get into our next sprint. And yeah, I guess I'm going to continue working on this blog. I thought I was going to have to do a bunch of catch up on Discord, but I think I already did it, really. For anyone who is not a member of the Discord yet, please do join. We are gearing up for the Order of the Written Word challenges. So October is the Crafting Grounds, which is like NaNoWriMo's Preptober, where everyone's getting ready, and I'm going to be putting some workshops in there. We actually just set up our dedicated socials and YouTube channel. So if you want to look up the Order of the Written Word, we're building a lot of things there right now. Actually, I'm just going to drop our website in the chat because that's new as well. We had everything run through Stygian before, but it's growing, it's big on its own. We're almost at 500 members, so it needed its own dedicated channels. Hey Margaret, we've got a Stygian crew here today. This is so nice. I just messaged you on Instagram this morning, although maybe you've responded and I haven't seen it yet. I had to cancel all of my travel plans for this fall, which really, really sucked. So I've been letting people know. So hopefully for the spring, but moving expenses are real. Alrighty, we're gonna get into our next 15-minute sprint. So I will chat to you again in 15 minutes. That's number 2 down. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello there, Morgan. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be doing some 15-minute sprints up until, well, I guess we're almost finished the 15 minutes. I think what we're going to do is wrap the first hour up with one more 15-minute sprint, and then I'm going to go into 2 half-hour sprints so that we can do some deeper work. But we will be going till 3 p.m. Eastern, so there is a good chunk of time left to get some writing done. Apologies for my blue light glasses reflecting everything. I've got a headache today, so I really need to wear them. I finished the blog that I was working on, and I'm going to post it on my website. So when I finish, I'll actually link it for you guys if you want to check it out. It's actually the blog version of the video I did for the AuthorTube writing conference. That's called Quills versus Codes. So it's slightly different from my script because it is in written form. But yeah, I just wanted to get it out in writing as well. And speaking to the lazy producer and my little notes about Heidegger and just some philosophical and ethical stuff about AI, which is my pet topic these days. So that's going to be out in a little bit, and I'll link it probably when we come back from the next sprint. So that is going well. In this next one, I think I'm probably going to work on some social media stuff maybe. I'm not totally sure yet. There's just a lot that I want to catch up on, especially before I get into Monday and all the day job stuff. So yeah, since I was showing off some cool things, well, potentially cool, I was showing off my Labubus last time. I just wanted to show you guys this amazing tarot deck that I got. I was also talking about in the last break the event that I went to, the music festival, Timeless, last weekend for the long weekend. And I bought a tarot deck there because I thought, well, like, what better place to get a tarot deck, right, than a music festival in the woods? And my friend also got one. She got one first, and then I saw it. I'm like, oh, I need this too. So we have very similar decks. Hers is like black and gold, and mine is sort of bluey gold. So it's super, super pretty. Like, look at this. They're all foil cards. They're very slippery. I've dropped them a bunch of times, but once you're actually sitting down and doing a reading, they're pretty good. And the art is based on their lighter weight deck. But, oh, that's interesting. It's like it's trying to green screen. Do I have a green screen? Oh gosh, I think I have a green screen feature on. But yeah, they're super, super, super pretty. I like my other deck a lot. I have the Hermetic deck, but I kind of wanted a second deck. I love tarot cards. They're so nice. And this one's really unique. I haven't seen one like this before. Oh, cozy fantasy. I love cozy fantasies. They're so fun to write and read. Yeah, thank you. Like they're so cool. I really haven't seen ones like that before. I think it's funny though. I think they were manufactured in China because well, I don't have it with me, but the little like rule book had some very interesting typos, like very funny, and it's got this like little message. It's cute, but it's let's share the tarot world happily, which is just a little off, right? But I love it so much. It's got a lot of like conflicting pagan and it's sort of old English imagery on it, which I'm good with. I found it interesting. There's if you can, yeah, I definitely have some green screen things still on here, but there's Tudor roses here, which I took as sort of a sign because I have a Tudor rose on my wrist. Excuse the faded bad tattooing. I need to get that redone. All right, so I'm gonna add our 15-minute timer back to the stage here. And this will be our last 15-minute timer, and then we're gonna go into half-hour timers. So you'll be able to get some more intense, dedicated writing done at that point, I hope. All right, I will be back with you in 15 minutes. Great. That was our final 15-minute sprint. We're making good time here. It's just after 2, so we're going to have 2 half-hour sprints to wrap things up. I finished my blog. The link is in the chat if anyone is curious about checking it out. It's just me talking about quills versus code, writing, AI, my pet topic. I'm going to be trying to do monthly blogs on my personal website now. I was trying to do like every week or every 2 weeks, but honestly, like with all the other stuff I'm doing, I think it makes sense to do monthly. Also, just because I'm not really focused on that site a whole lot, which I know sounds kind of like not very, sounds kind of counterproductive to not be focused on my own website, but I'm more focused on the Stygian website and the Order of the Written Word website and getting those to rank and stuff like that. So mine's a little bit of a side project at the moment, but I did redo it this year. So I think it looks a lot better than it did before, and it's got more on it, more about my books and stuff. But yeah, I don't like currently sell my books through there. I just sell them on Amazon. So it's not something that I'm actively trying to make rank. So yeah, how did everyone do in that one? Doing well with your words, your projects, your outlining. I hope that the 15 minutes were helpful. My headache seems to be going away a bit, so that's good. And I think maybe it looks sunny outside. It's been kind of rainy, which I like, but for walking, I would prefer it to be like not super rainy. So I might go for a walk after this, and that'll probably clear the headache up entirely. Oh, nice. How is Scrivener? Because I haven't used them too much. I was trying Ellipsis last year for the Order of the Written Word because they were a sponsor, but Scrivener was also a sponsor. So I'm really curious about all of those. I've been kind of leaning towards trying Campfire, but I don't know. It seems so daunting, and I'm used to just writing in Drive and using like docs and spreadsheets, but I know it would probably be nicer and also like just more aesthetically pleasing to work with one of the dedicated writing programs like that. So I don't know, but yeah, I think I need to trial it out and like really, really go in depth and learn it. That should be a project for the Order of the Written Word for November when it's coming up, because I do have this novella and Synterra. Oh my gosh, so much writing I need to do, and my brain is just not there right now. My goal was to finish this novella by the end of this month. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get like really into the writing next week if I'm gonna do that, because I want to finish Synterra in November. It's all after the move and after going out of town. Now I'm back here, and every day everything just gradually is like pile, and I remember everything that I need to be doing. But as I always say, it's all good stuff, so it's exciting. It'll be good when I'm actually in it and when I have some good productive days. But I've not been super productive with anything like other than just getting this set up. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, especially and you're writing fantasy too. So with fantasy, I do find I would love it if I could have just everything spread out like a crime scene board or something like that, because there's so much that you have to remember, and like little characters and things about the fantasy races and everything like that. So revising can be like really tough. I found a lot of plot holes in Synterra that I did not prepare for at all. I don't even know how it happened. So that does sound like a really, really good feature. But Campfire, I like the aesthetic, and I keep getting emails from them, and like with the new features that they've added that look really good, I've got to make a decision at some point. I truly, truly do. All right, I'm going to add our 30-minute timer here. So apologies for the little brief video start that it's going to do. All right. Get ready to go with this, so we're not going too over on time. Alrighty, so I think we might have 1 or 2 new people who joined in, so feel free to say hello if you're lurking. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. We're going to be doing 2 half-hour sprints to wrap up the session, and then if you feel like you missed out, I will be back same time next week. Yeah, I know what you mean. Anything new right now just seems too much, way too much. But I'm hoping to do some really good videos through October and November. I haven't been posting on my channel for quite a while that I want to post for the crafting grounds and also the Order of the Written Word, like the big challenge of the written word. And I want to sort of get the word out about that and also show people what I'm doing, what I'm working on, how I'm working on it. So I do feel like having a good program for that would be helpful. We'll see. All right. With that, let's get into our next half hour. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might work on some social media stuff just to get that out of the way so that I can think more about writing after this. All right. I will talk to you in 30 minutes. All right. That half hour actually felt like half an hour. Sounds funny to say, but normally they fly by for me. But I'm having so much trouble getting in the zone today. I think it's just because of having this headache, which is it's pretty much gone now. But like it threw me off so much just for actually honing in on things, but still getting some things done. Wrote a couple messages, catching up on socials because I had wanted to make everything for all my various ventures like at the beginning of this month to get it all scheduled and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do as much of that as I can, but some of it does involve filming reels. So I'm obviously not going to do that while I'm on stream because that would just be weird. Just be me the whole time. Like no one wants that. How did you do, everyone who is here? Morgan, if you're still here, how's it going? How's the Scrivener setup progressing? I feel like I could almost write in this final one just because I have some stuff scheduled and ready to go and the blog is out, but I find whenever I take time away from my writing, I have to read a whole lot before I get back into writing. So I would probably just wind up reading the whole time, which isn't the worst thing in the world. So we'll see. I'm not going to talk for too long because we are at 2:40 and I promised another half-hour one. So I'm going to hop right back into things, honestly. Not right this second, but reverse our half-hour timer here. I'm not going to talk for too long. So anyone who wants to check in, weigh in, take a breath for a second and let me know how you're doing here. I think we have two or something people. It's been a slow day. I think people are still adjusting to the fact that I'm doing sprints at this time. I say still as if I've done it a few times. This is my first time doing them at this time again. I used to do them at this time, but for the last like couple of months, I've been doing them from 3 to 5. So I think people like that, but I can't. It takes up just the wrong chunk of my afternoon. But by doing it from 1 to 3, I have my mornings, so I don't feel like I have to rush to get up for something that's too early. And then by 3 p.m., I still feel like I have a decent little chunk of afternoon to do some more things before dinner and winding down for the evening. So this is really the best for me. I will just try to spread the word more. I also think probably if I go back to making videos, that'll help. But that's been months. Oh my gosh, so much to do. But being in the new space, it was very, very hard to just sort of center myself and be creative with the way that I've been. Well, I was traveling for almost a year, and then I was crashing on the couch at my mom's place. So I have not actually had a room that I could close myself into for probably like 2 years now, which is crazy to think about. Really crazy to think about. I don't know. Time really does fly. All right. Well, if you didn't drop a note in the chat, feel free to when I get things up and running. I am going to jump right into this next sprint because it's going to take us till around quarter after to wrap things up. So, alrighty. I will be back talking with you in half an hour. But for now, let us sprint. And that is that. That one went by a lot faster. Finally zoned in for the final sprint. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so strange taking off blue light glasses. The whole world is different when you take them off. All right, how did you do? I believe there's still one person here. We're having a slow little Sunday, but that's just fine to get back into the, the swing of things. It's all right. I'm not complaining. I'm just gonna drop something in the chat here. If anyone here has not checked out the Order of the Written Word yet, that's my AI free writing challenge, and we're going to be gearing up for that. I mean, we are gearing up for that because the preparation month is in October, and that's called the Crafting Grounds. And we finally have our own dedicated socials and dedicated website, so we're separating that from the Stygian Society a little bit. So if you're interested in a very AI free writing challenge that has a pretty big community, I think we're at 495 people last I looked. We also do some similar stuff to NaNoWriMo. We have a t-shirt. It's not a winner t-shirt though, because there's no winners or losers. It's a keeper t-shirt. So you get keeper of the written word. We do a lot of fun things there. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely should. That is also a good thing. I need to do some of that food eating myself pretty soon. I might hang around after my walk and hang around on Discord. I'm sort of actively in there. Hang around on Discord and do some writing later. So if you're not in the Discord server, you could definitely join and come and write if you are still working in, I don't know, an hour or something like that. Because even just thinking about outlining and talking to people who are working on that right now is just I really want to get into my writing. So maybe we'll see. All right. Well, I hope that the sprints were fruitful and that you feel like you got a good chunk of stuff done. I will be back next Sunday, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, going until 3 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's pretty much it for today. Order of the Written Word is my big project right now, along with my novella. And just trying to get that writing done. Thank you for attending. It was great seeing you, Morgan. And have a great afternoon or evening wherever you are. I hope that you continue to have a day that is just as wonderful as you are.